Child poverty in the UK. A few facts. Number one, there were 3.7 million children living in poverty in the UK in 2013-2014. That's 28% of children, or 9 in a classroom of 30. Number two, London is the area with the highest rates of child poverty in the country. You can see child poverty rates by local area by visiting www.endchildpoverty.org.uk. Number three, child poverty reduced dramatically between 1998-99 and 2011-12, when 1.1 million children were lifted out of poverty. Since 2010, child poverty figures have flatlined. The number of children in absolute poverty has increased by 5 million since 2010. Number four, as a direct result of tax and benefit decisions made since 2010, the Institute for Fiscal Studies project the number of children in relative poverty will have risen from 3.6 million to 4.3 million by 2020. Number five, work does not provide a guaranteed route out of poverty in the UK. Two-thirds, or 64%, of children growing up in poverty live in a family where at least one member works. Number six, children in large families are at a far greater risk of living in poverty. 35% of children in poverty live in families with 3 or more children. Number seven, families experience poverty for many reasons, but its fundamental cause is not having enough money to cope with the circumstances in which they are living. A family might move into poverty because of a rise in living costs, a drop in earnings through job loss, or benefit changes. Number eight, child poverty blights childhoods. Growing up in poverty means being cold, going hungry, not being able to join in activities with friends. For example, 60% of families in the bottom income quintile would like but cannot afford to take their children on holiday for 1 week a year. Number 9. Child poverty has long-lasting effects. By GCSE, there is a 28% gap between children receiving free school meals and their wealthier classmates in terms of the number achieving at least 5 A-star to C GCSE grades. Number 10. Poverty is also related to more complicated health histories over the course of a lifetime, influencing earnings as well as the overall quality and indeed length of life. Men in the most deprived areas of England have a life expectancy 9.2 years shorter than men in the least deprived areas. They also spend 14% less of their life in good health. Women share similar statistics. Number 11. Child poverty imposes costs on broader society, estimated to be at least £29 billion a year. Governments forego prospective revenues as well as commit themselves to providing services in the future if they fail to address child poverty in the here and now. Number 12. Childcare and housing are two of the costs that take the biggest toll on families' budgets. When you account for childcare costs, an extra 130,000 children are pushed into poverty.